Have you ever taken an oral exam or even a written one that has some tricky questions on it? Sometimes questions say more than what they're really saying. Tonight in our Zoom Bible study, we're looking at familiar passages. This one is from Luke, and it's the passage known as the Good Samaritan. In this story, there is a lawyer who is asking some tricky questions of Jesus. First he asks, how do I get to heaven? It's a very inward-focused question. He's looking for a short answer so he can just check that right off his list. Jesus answers him by asking him if he knows and understands the law, the scriptures. The man gives the correct answer. He says that the law says to love God and to love neighbor as you love yourself. Then he presses on. This man asks Jesus, well, who is my neighbor? In other words, who is not my neighbor? Who's in, who's out? The story Jesus tells to answer the question involves a wounded traveler who's been robbed and the three people who pass by him on the road and how they react. As many of you may know this story, the third person is the one that actually stops to help him. And it's the person that the first hearers of this story would have found most unlikely. You see, he was a Samaritan, and the Samaritans and the Israelites had centuries of feuds built up. They disagreed with each other about how to worship and where to worship and who were the rightful people of God. So there was a big animosity between them. The Samaritans felt the same way about the Israelites as the Israelites did about the Samaritans. When Jesus asked, as he often does, ask another question, he's testing to see if the man understood what he was trying to say. He says, after he tells the story, who is the neighbor? The man answers, the one who showed mercy. How might we retell this story in our current world? Are there groups of people who have strong disdain or even hatred for each other in our world, or even in our community? Well, there certainly are. If you were the wounded person in need of help, who would you both think least likely to help you and the person you would most want not to be the one to stop and help you? Who would you stop and help? Only those who agree with you about hot-button topics like religion or politics? Those who agree with you about issues of economic equity and justice? It's not too hard to fill in the blanks, is it? Unfortunately, our world is still filled with groups of people who maintain some mutual distrust and see each other as enemies. But as Christ followers, we don't get to take the easy route around Samaria. We must encounter those with whom we disagree, whether it's out in the community or even on our social media feeds. As we encounter people with whom we disagree, we're not likely to change their minds with our words. We are, however, called to do what this neighbor did, and that is to show mercy. Nelson Mandela said, "You will achieve more in this world through acts of mercy than you will through acts of retribution." So today, let's pray this prayer. Lord, teach us to show mercy rather than demand agreement, to love our neighbor, and by doing so, love you. Amen. Go in peace and show mercy in all you say and do. Bye now.